All right, y'all. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. We're doing a quick little celebration, popping one drink with you guys to celebrate the domestic box office 2024 Q4 beating Q4 2023. We scheduled this mediocre before the quarter even started. We were predicting that this quarter was going to beat last year, and we did. In fact, we beat for the industry every quarter since 2019.
Yeah.
And even better, we had the struggles this year with Q1 and Q2 being impacted by the actors and writers strike. Despite that, the 2024 came in only 3.9% lower than 2023. That's not too bad.
Salud.
Let me open up my drink here. I was able to finally, or my wife found a pumpkin ale. What was that one you were telling me about? Do you remember the brand?
The one that I like is I think it's
Was it Shipyard or something?
yeah, Shipyard. It's called Shipyard Pumpkinhead is what it's called.
All right. She found one can, Dogfish Head Brewery, Pumpkin Ale. And where is this brewery out of? I don't see it. It's not jumping out at me. But I'm not drinking in the month of January. So this is a special exception because we planned this 3 months ago. This is a one drink live stream, guys.
This is what I'm drinking. I'm drinking the Sam Adams Jack-O-Lantern.
Cheers, amigos. Congratulations to all of you who supported the industry. I saw this in last year, 113 movies.
A lot of movies.
I think I'm gonna try and hit that goal again in 2025. 120, like 10 a month, but it depends on what movies come out. So, bottoms up, people.
I hear that, Tony.
That is a different taste. There is a aftertaste of pumpkin. It's not bad. It's kind of like drinking a pumpkin pie, mediocre. How's yours?
Yeah, I mean, this one's good. The other one that I like better, the Pumpkinhead one.
Yeah,
it's more sweet than this one is, but I like both. You know what I mean? I prefer the other one now, but I mean, Sam Adams got good. They make good beer, so.
a full-bodied brown ale brewed with real pumpkin, brown sugar, allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon. What is the? Yeah, I mean, I would drink this again. I wouldn't make it an everyday drink, but it's good for the fall. 7% alcohol by volume. All right, mediocre. We were looking at some tickers this weekend. I already put them in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, I'm sure Mediocre probably did the same thing in his. For those of you that are tuning in on YouTube.
I'm lazy, but that's okay. Go ahead.
For those of you that are tuning in on YouTube, I'll get a video out in the next day or so once it's a little bit of prep work to put a proper DD video out, but we already gave the early heads up to folks in the Discord to start looking into this one and considering it's a $13 stock. We have a $30 price target, and it's a high IV stock for selling puts, or if you build a position selling covered calls. So we're excited about that one for this week. Obviously, social media is all abuzz about GameStop. I'm not sure which date is the magic date, mediocre. There's so many dates going around. January 9th, January 13th. We're going to be keeping our eye on that one. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not pushing any GameStop squeeze theory, but we'll be keeping an eye on it for a trade if it comes up. Anything that's moving, we're happy to play it.
That's right. Tony, I've been super busy lately. I was been out on my yacht and
you've been gone, no videos.
Yeah, I
Did
haven't been
you?
around because my Starlink broke on the yacht, so I couldn't really.
Oh
You got
man.
Tony. I got a bridge in Brooklyn I can sell you too. You know.
Anya, how you doing? How cold is it up there in Maryland, Anya? Guys, we are getting down. We were at 66 in the middle of the day today when I checked. It's gonna drop here in the next hour or so down to 28. A 30-degree swing in a couple of hours here today. So I had to make sure all the chickens. I was telling Mediocre, I mean, make sure all the chickens are in the coop because they'll freeze the little heinies off if they're not all huddled up.
Oh, absolutely, they will. I got to get some more chickens. I haven't had chickens in a while now.
Hawkeye says snow in the morning. Tell us where you're at. Tell us the state if you're up in Snowland. Anya says mediocre. You've been getting lots of emergency calls. I think he was actually working a lot on his 9 to 5 mediocre. Don't believe him about the yacht.
What do you mean? 9 to 5.
believe it.
I don't work 9 to 5, Tony. I can't relate to the 9 to 5 worker. I fucking love it, dude.
Hawkeye says he's up in
You
South.
guys' comments are perfect. Oh man.
I don't know if y'all can tell, the live stream looks a little bit weird tonight. Like we're in these tiny boxes. I can't put the chat screen up. Like Restream is trying to roll out some new features, and man, they borked it today. Like my camera, for me to stand here in front of the camera, my camera is actually pointing at about a 30-degree angle. This is me standing right in front of the camera. It's all messed up. Mediocre, I'll be right back. 1 second. You can carry the chat here.
Yeah, my camera's messed up pretty bad too, you guys. If you look at his black screen right there, they really messed up the site. So we're gonna make do because we have to, and we're gonna come out here and talk with you guys, and that's it. But I hope that everybody had a great year last year and made some scuttle in the market, and you know, if not, we're gonna do it this year. You know, I had a good year last year, and I plan on having a great year this year. I got a whole bunch of new tax things I'm working on with my CPA, and we'll see how it goes. But if you made money, don't forget to pay your taxes.
Mediocre, that might be some good video content for you to talk about how you're changing your legal tax structure. Like I don't talk about it a whole lot. I have my largest account is set up under a LLC, but I think you're going a similar but slightly different direction. Maybe once you get all that worked out with your CPA, you could talk to the folks about that on some videos.
I don't think they'd believe me, Tony. I don't know, man. I mean, I would, you know. I'll tell you guys what I'm doing, but it's just I'm basically turning my trading into a business, right? Like when you start making good money in the market, you're going to pay tax, and nobody wants to pay tax, right? So if you create a business, then you get write-offs and such like that, and some other things that I'm working on doing, which I 100% believe in Roth IRAs. So just do your due diligence on stuff. I mean, it depends on what you're making for money, and if you have to trade a certain amount, right? You have to meet certain requirements to do what I'm talking about. I don't want to talk about that really tonight.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it tonight. I'm just saying, like over the next couple months, as you get time and you work it all out with your CPA and get it set up, maybe you can let folks know, because I think you're going a different direction than I did, but a similar one.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna start a private equity firm, you guys. I'm actually it's gonna be an LLC company, so I probably will name it some sort of private equity because I'm a funny fucker like that. I can't help it. It is what it is.
Hawkeye says trust fund children issues mediocre.
Yeah, I know it.
If they only had your millions, they would have to worry about setting up a LLC too.
freaking millions.
I mean, yeah, if you have a smaller account, these are things that you might not need to worry about, but it is good to have people to talk about, whether it's your CPA, which is where I would start. But if you want to come ever talk to us about setting up an LLC to protect your trading accounts from liability in your personal life, Mediocre and I both can talk to you about that. And even for your businesses, I own several businesses. They're all set up under LLCs. Whether it's business or your trading account, there are certain tax advantages and liability protections. Say you were involved in a car accident.
Yep.
You don't want to lose everything because someone sues you for more than your insurance pays out. They're going to go after everything. And for people with larger accounts, that LLC setup can give you that extra protection. Something to think about for the future, something to dream about. Maybe not worth the hassle and expense, if you have under under $25,000 account, Mediocre.
I mean,
what do you think?
To protect your money, I think if you got a substantial amount of money, you're going to want to protect it, whatever that means to you, right?
If you would miss it,
right?
If you would miss it, if someone came after it, that's when you got to go do it.
So. It's Crismo, I'm always speaking to you, buddy. You know that. Man, yeah, I can't wait till February to get my paperwork in from the brokerage so I can see what I got to do. I get anxious because I want to know what I need to pay. I was going to tell you guys, I offered Tony if he wanted to borrow my yacht, but he's got his own that's bigger than mine.
You can tie yours up on the back and it can be the dinghy, Mediocre.
Yeah, right. Oh, God. It's funny. So there's some plays I'm looking into. Like I haven't finished doing some research on it, but kind of a little worried about MSTR a little bit. I'm not in it right now, but I don't want to see people get hurt, and it's been dropping pretty good. But hopefully Bitcoin comes around and MSTR comes pumping back. That'd be nice.
Bitcoin has been coming back up, Mediocre. It reached 99.2 earlier today. It's at 98.7. MSTR, we got to think about that those convertibles that he sold. So that adds a layer of complexity to MSTR. I'm looking at it right now. It's at 349 in after hours after that high they had of 543. Carvana was an interesting ticker. The Hindenburg Research came out with a report that they've been cooking the books, which many of us suspected. I don't talk about it a whole lot because I don't invest in Carvana, but they have been on the run down. Carvana, Mediocre, went from $3.35 up to $270. It's at
I know.
177 right now.
I was afraid to enter that. Like I thought the whole car market was done for.
Right. Then. That's what we never understood, right? I've had this conversation with many people. Like every YouTuber that is in the industry is talking about how horrible the used car market is. Meanwhile, Carvana is going up 10,000%, 5,000%. Didn't make much sense to me, so I just stayed away and figured,
I didn't talk about it either, but I was looking at it because I was looking at car prices and they were through the roof, and then they're dropping now, right? But think about all the banks who own those vehicles. They're gonna have to take losses and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, this thing was going on for a while, so I stopped even looking at it. So over a year ago, so I can't really tell you much about it.
I got another good ticker. I was hoping to get a video out on it today that someone asked me out about in the Discord. It was a penny stock. I think it was trading not too long ago at 30 cents. It's almost $5 right now on, I forget how fast the run up was. Let me pull it up here. But I'm going to do a video on it because as the person in the Discord was asking me about it, he said, Tony, can you do your little magic and look at the numbers and tell me what you think? Yeah, it was at 30 cents in August. It's at $4 right now.
Yeah.
And it ran up as high as $4.16. So 30 cents to $4. A small company, the float is was actually 50 million share float. As I was looking at the filings, which is where I start, was there any news that made this thing run up 1,000%? Absolutely not. Was their revenue increasing? Nope. Do they have, all right, that was my first boom, boom. All right, that's weird. Let's look at the filings and see what's going on. What do you know? They have a delisting notice from NASDAQ, and they have another warning filed that they were delinquent on their 10K. In fact, they haven't filed a fucking quarterly filing since like June. And this stock ran in the past 4 months from 30 cents to $4. Explain that to me, Mediocre. How does this happen?
Because people see it at 30 cents and they know that in order for them to stay in a NYSE, it's got to be above $1. So people buy in thinking, oh, they're going to fix it. And then that's my thought on what happens.
Here's the thing, Mediocre, in the filing where they said, we know we're late on our 10K. The 10K is coming. However, we want to let you know that our revenues are going to be down 55%, whatever the number was. It's something like that. And our net income is going to be down 45%.
That's a lot.
They're already losing money, Mediocre.
I know.
And
people don't read, Tony.
What do you think is going to happen to people trading this stock right now at $4? When that 10K drops?
They're going to get
people that aren't reading the filings. What do you think is going to happen?
The shorts are going to pile in.
Or people are going to, the smart traders are going to sell and the shorts are going to obliterate it. And people are going to blame the shorts and blame the CEO when all the cards are on the table. Right now, if you read the filings, all the cards, this thing is going to fall back down to 30 cents. It's just tick tock, tick tock.
We haven't even told you guys a ticker. We're just having a conversation about it.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video on it. I don't want to give it away.
No, exactly.
But this
stock is not being pushed by anybody in our circles, right?
No. It was a random one that one of the Discord members brought up because he's been trading it and making money on it. Heck, man, 30 cents to $4. What a fucking run.
Yeah.
But you know what the pumpers are saying right now? It's headed to 10. Oh, yeah? Wait till that 10K finally drops. The delinquent 10K. Ooh, Bubba. This thing's headed to the floor. It's going to be a reverse squeeze, Mediocre.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, if you want to short it, let me know. I don't short stocks, but if you're interested in shorting a stock, let me know in the Discord, and I'll slip you the ticker before I drop the video. I'm staying far away from this one. I tell you what, this is not a ticker for me to play. After I read those filings, no. You could be flying. For all I know, Mediocre, it could go to $10. But man, if you're holding that thing overnight when that 10K drops after hours, look out below.
Yolo Ono says, yes, please.
Yes, please, Governor. Can you drop the ticker? I'd like to short it. He's one of the few in our Discord that actively short stuff. And guys, I think, if you want to understand how shorts think, you ought to try shorting one time. Pick a ticker you hate and go see how easy it is to borrow and try shorting one share. Honestly, there's so many people talking about the shorts this, the shorts that have never shorted a share in their life. And or talked to a short, like in person. I think a lot of your views would change on things and the mentality of how they think about stuff if you would actually try it and understand the process. They're just like you. They're worried about the same things like you. They're worried about managing their risk just like you, except they're on the other side of the table.
I think people should investigate it. I don't know that you should try shorting, but at
I'm
least
saying one share of a company you hate, mediocre.
one share of a company that I hate.
No, I mean like anyone who wants to learn how shorting
yeah.
works. You don't gotta go.
I mean, I got some pharmaceutical companies I really don't like. I can give you something. You know what I mean? I can't guarantee you'll win on the trade, but you know, there's a couple companies I don't like that are in the pharmaceutical industry.
Anya said, "Is that Randy Newman?" It's just an AI part of Restream that I'm messing around with, Anya. They added some music for us. If this is too chill for you, I could try a different genre of music. I'm mostly upset about these little squares that we have.
Yeah, these images, man. What's up with that Restream?
What's up, Restream? I'm going to send you a copy of this and complain. User one, what's up? He says, "Are you surprised by the strength of the box office numbers for January 2025?" I mean, we're 5 days in. I see everybody tweeting, "Oh, look, we're at 100 million." And for the first week. And if I multiply that out times 52 weeks, what would that be? A 5.2 billion box office? No, I'm not micro watching box office. We got some great movies out right now, which is fantastic. We got Wicked still playing. We got Mufasa killing it. We got the Sonic the Hedgehog, Moana, Nosferatu, The Complete Unknown. Some great movies that are going to give us these legs in early part of Q1, and I'm all good with that. We went and saw Seven, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey. Saw that over the weekend. I saw The Damned over the weekend. Those did not bring in a whole lot. I'm seeing Seven brought in 915,000. I mean, that's not bad for a movie that was released in 1995, doing a 2024 re-release. And The Damned did 800,000. Well, I'm looking forward to a couple of these other movies that are coming up later this month. I will get a AMC video out. I didn't do one this weekend, but I owe you guys one with kind of a forecast for earnings and cash burn for Q4. I've already, done all that work. Obviously, I was mapping it out since November. But I'll get that video out for you guys tomorrow. But as far as covering the box office, I'm not going to be doing any videos covering box office because I think Q1 is going to be kind of slow. I will do one with maybe it might take me a few days to do a projection for all of 2025. But
I was just going to bring that up to you, Tony. Like, I haven't even looked because I was going to ask you, have you heard of any new movies getting put on the movie slate for Q1? I have not.
What I am hearing, mediocre, from the people that I follow that are in the know, is there are a lot of movies with dates pending. So I would say the reason I'm not rushing out any numbers or projections for 2025 is it's still too early. The industry experts, all the CEOs, Cinemark, IMAX, Marcus Theaters, AMC, all of them are saying it's going to be better than 2023. All I can do right now is trust them. They're all saying the same thing. They talk to the studios, but they also are saying it's too early to give you a firm number. So I'm not trying to rush a 2025 estimate other than to say people that know more than me are saying it'll be better than 2023. Not quite as good as 2019, but better than 2023. That's the best numbers that I got for you right now. User one says, how do you think Captain America, Paddington, and Snow White will do for total domestic? Those are so hard to call, user one. I have a lot of people cheering for Paddington and Peru in my Discord. They think it's going to be a smash hit. I don't know. I look back and look at how the other Paddington movies are, and I derate it a little bit. That's how I do it. Captain America, I don't know. We're going with, we have a whole different main character in this movie. I don't know. And Snow White, we got that. What's her name? Ziegler. What's her name? Mediocre. Rachel Ziegler.
I can't remember.
The controversial actress.
Yeah.
And I think that movie's going to get a lot of hate, so it better be a damn good movie. I don't know.
She is controversial.
I don't know how it's going to do. I want it to do good, despite the fact that I don't really like her as a person. I want the movie to do good. I think there's going to be a lot of hate coming out against that movie. So I'm just going to cross my fingers. I mean, I'm going to go see everything. But man, picking numbers for movies, for those movies, is tough. DHG Cracker, what's up? He says, I joined the Discord, but have been subbed for a long ass time, hoping to catch the information before the video. If you're in daily stock chat, the one ticker that we're probably going to be buying tomorrow, I already put it in the Discord. This is not a low float stock. We're not trying to run the stock before we make the video. This is a well-traded stock. It's 90% institutionally owned. We're not going to affect the price. I only have so much time in the day to make videos. And Sunday's kind of our research day. And then when I have time, I make a video if I have time. But I always, as soon as we kind of hone in on something, it's like what, Mediocre? It's like a grab bag. Everybody's, look at this ticker, look at this ticker, look at this ticker. And we're doing the collaboration, the senior traders, everybody, the chartists, the fundamentals, the financials, and then even still, we don't tell people go buy this. We say, here's what we're looking at. Do your own DD. But what we like is stocks that are profitable, that have a analyst forecast that is higher, much higher than the current price, and even better if it's a high IV play. So we can sell cash secured puts or establish an immediate position and start selling covered calls on it. That's the ideal, wouldn't you say, Mediocre?
Absolutely, because that give you, well, I've been told that I do very poorly risk tolerance, but the reason we do this is for risk tolerance, right? We want to see how much risk we're going to have,
Mediocre, let's talk. Why don't you pull up on your computer if you can? I know you can't show the screen because of fucking restream, but pull up Lunar and tell us about Lunar. You did a video about Lunar. This is a stock we've been all trading for many, many months, some many years. Tell us, over the last 3 weeks since you put that video out about the Santa rally, what has Lunar done?
It's done nothing but go up, Tony.
I know. I want to hear it because people are stuck in these other trades that are flat for the last 3 weeks. I want people to hear how folks in the Discord are making thousands of dollars per week.
Listen, it went from $12 and say 70 cents or $12.60. It went all the way up to what, 21 and change? It was that. I think it hit 21 on Friday. Super busy.
We've been talking about it in the Discord. Mediocre made a video about it. I didn't have time to, but there's so many good fucking trades out there. I mean, we don't find them all. You guys, we don't even usually talk about the ones everyone else is talking about. We're looking for the other ones, the unknown ones. Everybody knows about MSTR and whatever, Tesla. We're looking for the ones that nobody else has really found or talking about yet. Anya says, who is holding Lunar? I don't think anyone's still holding it after Friday, Anya. Because most people were selling covered calls on it, and if they didn't punt their calls out to a later date, they got their shares called away, which is which is fine because we sell covered calls at a strike price. We're willing to lose the shares. Anya says she's still holding it.
Where we go, Anya? Are we going to the moon, Anya? Oh man.
What else?
I know in the last video we were talking about Lunar Tony, and Anya said to me, she said, I'm only going to sell half and take some profits. But good for you, Anya, for doing that.
Yeah, I remember telling her in the Discord, Anya, sell some on the way up. Because you don't know when something bad's going to happen. Archer is another stock we've been talking about in the Discord. I think I made one video on it. That stock has run up from November from $3 to $11.50. This is not rocket science, guys. You got to get out of this mindset.
Look at Charisma. Look, Charisma's chiming in now. Tony, read it.
Well, hold on. I just want to say you got to get out of this mind stock that you can only hold one stock. There's so many in 30 days, 40 days, you could have 4 extra money on this stock. And we don't call out a ton of them, but I don't think, mediocre. How many have we had that we lost on?
Tony, my portfolio grew 120% last year.
I know. You're doing something.
I don't lose too many trades, honestly. Not trying to brag on it, and I hate being braggadocious. I don't like to do that, and some people say, well, you should, because it helps people out there, start understanding whatever, but I don't like to be that person, right? I just don't. I do what I do. I try to give you guys the truth, whatever. I tell you what I think, and if you don't believe me, Crismo's in the chat, Koba was in the chat, you got Anya in the chat. Even Yolo Ono, they know me on a personal level. They'll tell you if I'm lying or not. Ask them.
Yeah, and I post my trades. I know Anya can see all my trades. She's in the VIP. I don't know if Yolo Ono is. I don't remember, but I post all my trades. I lose some, but we try and have more winners than losers.
Yeah, you got to be, as long as you win percentage more than what you lose, you're gonna do okay in the market. You gotta understand what you're doing. You gotta have risk management.
Whose comment were you asking me to read?
Oh, Crismo's.
Crismo, if it happens one more time, I'll lose my mind. Is that it, or a different one?
No. He says, all my sold puts expired again on Lunar. That's what he said.
Cha-ching, 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 ching, ching. I love it, Crismo. Beautiful. Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you sell cash secured puts, that is instant money in your account. And if the stock only goes up, you get to keep that money and you get to do it again next week. If the stock goes down, maybe you'll buy the shares from those puts. That's how the wheel works. And if you don't know how that works, watch my playlist on the wheel strategy. User 1 says, if AMC wants to dilute again, would the CEO have to ask for permission for more shares?
Yes.
They're out of shares, User 1. They have 1 million shares not reserved for something. So they're effectively out of shares. So here's what I'll say. If they want to dilute with common, they would need to ask for more shares or do a reverse split. They also have the preferred. There is no more ape. I hear people saying he's just gonna release those ape again. He'd need to go refile all the ape paperwork and with Delaware. They could do something like ape again, but that was such a abject failure. I don't think it went the way they wanted. I don't know that they would go that way again, but there are other things they could do with preferred shares. They could just sell straight preferred. They could sell bonds convertible to preferred shares. There's a lot of things the company could do to raise money. That's why I'm not commenting about what I think they are going to do. I'm just telling you, in my mind, over the next 6 months, probably the next 60 days, more likely, we will hear something about they're going to do something. They're going to do something, I think. Just my opinion. That's not FUD. That's not trying to scare you out of the play. It's a risk for the company to have no cash raisability. Or something to go wrong in the world. They have no cash raisability. They're cooked.
Yep. Like, what if another COVID happened to happen? They have no money for protection, right? They have no way to get the money for protection without shareholder approval. So
they don't mediocre. If something happened where they were shut down for 90 days, it's over.
I think so too.
So they have to have cash raisability. That's just good executive risk management. So in my mind, 100% certainty, something is going to happen. I don't know what it is.
I'm just waiting, Tony.
I'm waiting too. That's why I'm out of the play till I see how the cards.
But meanwhile, while we're out of play, we're making money elsewhere. It doesn't even matter.
There's plenty of Archer, Lunar, this other one that.
Oh yeah, Archer I made money on last week.
Yeah, Archer's been on fire, baby.
I made money in Archer last week and ASTS again. Which
Anya says, did you see the new ticker you mentioned is building a second manufacturing plant? I haven't finished the DD yet, Anya, but when I do, I will make a video, and I'm sure I will come across that. I saw you posted it in Discord. Thank you. That is helpful. YOLO Ono says, I totally trust you both, and I am a trader like a blind priest in a fish market. I'm not even sure what that means, but it sounds scary. I don't know what that means, but it sounds provocative. Anya says, the ironic thing is you can make more money elsewhere compared to AMC. We love AMC, Anya. I just like movies, guys. I like movies. I love the industry that we can get daily updates on box office. We've talked about this. AMC's been mostly a fantastic high volatility trade, especially in 2024, except for the second half. It kind of got flat there at $4 for a while. But I think there's, if the box office continues to do as we expect in 2025 and 2026, and the company has some more cash raisability just in case shit, I think it'll be an okay trade. It's still a little speculative, let's be real. But that's why we have stepped out of the play temporarily. I'm sure all of us will be getting back in when the moment's right. When that moment comes, I will let you know. For us, and I'm not telling you what to do. Talking about my risk, what's the word? My risk tolerance.
Yep.
We got to look at high risk of doing nothing, high risk of doing dilution, or a lot of probability going up in these other tickers. We're going to take the lot of probability going up, and we all got cash on the side. If GameStop starts running or AMC starts running, you better believe it will be there.
BW, Tony is in IMAX. I wish I was in. I missed that.
No, I sold IMAX as it was peaking out in Q4 in mediocre.
Oh, did you?
I had IMAX and MCS, far larger positions than AMC, and I made a pretty chunk of change on both IMAX and MCS. But because I think Q4 and Q1 are going to be a little weak, I sold. Let's see, I didn't put on my chart here. I put it in Discord, but somewhere, as it was approaching $26, I sold. I was in IMAX at $14.99, and I'll revisit it again once I have a better feel for Q1 and 2025. But IMAX, Cinemark, MCS, all of them were kind of like hitting their 2025 price. Like, if I don't think it's going to go up another 100%, why would I buy it? Why would I hold it? You know what I mean? It already ran from 15 to almost $30. I took that money because I don't think it's going to go from 26 to 50. The earnings to justify that kind of move for IMAX are not there. But if there's a pullback in Q1, I might dabble a little more again.
Tony Lewis got a question for you.
Lewis Washington, what's up? He says, I don't think many people understand how a bankruptcy would unfold if it should happen. What are the indicators, and could the stock see a push up prior to falling apart like most tickers? I can't guess about the second part of your question. I do see many bankruptcy plays have a push up because people get this narrative going that, well, for one thing, the price gets so cheap that the bottom feeders, I count myself among them, although I'm a bottom feeder. I like low prices, but I typically avoid bankruptcy plays no matter how cheap they are. But if the price gets low enough, there'll be people that come in and buy it just in case it runs up or they get a recovery plan. So I can't say. It could run up if it gets, if it gets floored to 30 cents or 40 cents and then people come buy it. Yeah, you could have a run up. But how would it unfold? I said back in 2023, whenever we had the vote, that, and I've been saying it again because I think there's a good chance another vote's coming up. You have a yes and a no vote. And again, I want to reiterate, I don't own the stock, so not trying to advocate for a vote. And I'm going to refer you to MMAT as I have this discussion. Shareholders are going to have a likely chance to vote yes to giving the company more cash raisability, or no, you're done. No more shares for you. No soup for you. When AMC gets cut off from any more cash raising ability, then they're just totally dependent on box office. And I think, just like I said in 2023, the Project Popcorn people hate me for saying this, but that is the short's dream, a no vote. The cutting off the company's ability to raise cash is the short's dream. Would shorts still attack a company that's going to dilute? Sure. But what do you think is going to get attacked worse? A company that has no cash raisability and losing money, or one that has cash raisability and can survive for another year or two? I'd short the bankruptcy play. So I think if there's a vote, you guys are basically, I say you guys because I don't own the stock, you're going to have a choice between giving the company cash raisability or voting for bankruptcy.
That's kind of why I'm sitting out and waiting, you guys. Like, I don't want to. That's another reason why I haven't put out an AMC video, because I'm not just going to continue to beat a dead horse, right? Like, I put out my video, what I think is going to happen. It's out there, right? If you want to know, it's already out there. I've said it. And, I'm just going to sit back and wait, right?
There's going to be all these people saying no more reverse splits. If it's a reverse split, I don't know what it's going to be, how they're going to raise money, but let's just
I don't either. But
let's just say it's a reverse split. There's going to be all those same voices. No to reverse split. Blah, blah, blah. Adam's a criminal. They don't need the money. I've done the math. They have plenty of cash. Look at the record box office. I don't understand. Yeah, you don't understand because you're not reading the cash flow statement. But there's going to be all those voices. And, those voices won in MMAT. They won. The no vote won. Did it squeeze? No. Did the company file bankruptcy a couple months later? You bet they did. Why? Losing money, no ability to raise cash, no one's going to give them more debt.
And after what happened with Ape and the conversion and the reverse split and the dilution afterwards, I'm not doing that. I'm not going through any of that crap again. It's not worth it.
I don't want to deal with all these knuckleheads pushing the no vote. I'll just sit back. Y'all can fight it out. Y'all can fight out the vote. It's going to be what it is. Dilution or bankruptcy, both are not great scenarios, but I'm going to hold anyways. Okay. All right. Yeah. Y'all do you.
Now, will that happen? I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. But I think that something is going to happen. There's going to be some sort of a filing. So I'll wait and see what it says.
Yeah, we have no idea what's going to happen. I could think of at least 4 different scenarios that don't include reverse split. So I know everybody's very hyper focused on that one. That is the probably easiest for the company to do of all the options I can think of. But doing something with preferred is very easy too. Asking for more shares is difficult. Getting more debt is difficult. User 1 says, do you think AMC is the number 2 meme stock after GameStop in the universe of meme stocks? I do. I would say, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe BB number 3. User 1 says, couldn't AMC just issue more high interest bonds in 2025 to float them through? I don't know that there is a whole lot of appetite from the lending world to give AMC more debt. And after all that work they've done to fix the balance sheet, $1.5 billion of debt removed over the last 4 years, to what? Now you're going to vote not to give them more shares so they can go fuck up the balance sheet again with another 500 million or billion in debt? You just undid 3 years of work.
That's why I don't want to be involved, Tony.
Right. There's no good answers in my mind. The only good answer is go see a fucking movie. Buy some popcorn, babies.
That's right. Get your Coca-Cola on a new Coke machine over there.
The best advice I have. If you're not out there pushing movies, going to movies, talking about movies, mediocre, they're attacking people now that are posting about going to the movies. This is what this community has come to. How dare they post about going to movies? I mean, these people are mental. I'm going to go to movies right now. I went to 2 this weekend. I don't even own the stock.
Let's say you got your hard-earned money in the play. You got your hard-earned money in the play, and you're not going to go support the company you're invested in to make sure that they get revenue they need to survive to protect your investment. I don't get it.
Or you got money in the play, but you're telling people to boycott the theater. Like, what kind of knucklehead nonsense is that? I don't get it, mediocre.
What's up, OTF?
Well, here he goes. Here we go. Now it's a good question. What's up, OTF?
Did you see that one?
Yeah, he says, here comes another reverse split. Maybe. I mean, like I said, I can think of 4 or so different things they could do. Reverse split could be one. But I don't know what they're going to do. Brandon says, how much debt is there on the balance sheet for 2025? Let me double check. Let me double check because I don't want to give you a wrong number. So many numbers floating around in my brain. Long-term debt, $4 billion. $4 billion. I got AMC. Yeah. That was as high as 5.7 billion. So the company's paid off 1.7 billion in debt. That's not counting deferred rent that they paid off, leases, all that other stuff. That's just the long-term debt. I see people still posting all the time, mediocre. He raised all this money and he hadn't even paid off any debt. Like, bro, you popcorn project nut jobs. That's how I know you're not reading the financial statements. I mean, he hadn't even paid off any debt. Yes, yeah. $1.7 billion paid off. Thanks to shareholders, right? Because the company's not profitable. But to say they haven't paid off any debt is just lying to yourself and to other people.
My problem is they want to do upgrades. That's one of my bigger problems.
Right, yeah, we got the Go plan on top of it. I'm concerned about that. So when I do my Q4 video, I'm going to talk about that. We got box office, we got net income, we got interest expense, and then we got to think about capital expenditures like that. CapEx, what did they have planned for Q4? How's that going to affect the cash burn? I don't know. Adam got me worried right now with talking about this Go plan accelerating the CapEx. Did that mean they already had something in the hopper for Q4 and they wanted a little cover? Or is it really like Sean said, or whoever typed that email, that it's later in 2025? I don't know. I just got a lot of questions right now. I'm trying to be cautious. That's all. Yellow Ono says, mediocre. I see you survived the first round of Squid Games, judging by what you were wearing.
What, you don't like it?
Mediocre, how you doing on your beer? I'm just about done, so we're going to be wrapping this live up in about 5 minutes.
I could end it at any time.
5 minutes, guys. Get your last questions in. Congratulations to all of you that are actually doing like me, going and watching movies. Like I said, I don't even own the stock right now. I'm going to AMC. I'm going to IMAX. I'm taking my wife. We're buying $30, $40, $50 worth of drinks and food when we go every time. 113 visits in 2024. And that's not just because I'm trying to prop up AMC. I actually enjoy going to movies. And as an A-list member, 3 movies a week for free for $25 or whatever it costs. I mean, what a steal. And I hope you guys, enjoy movies as much as I do. I hope you enjoy the movie reviews that I do. I truly enjoy films, whether I own the stock or not. And I'm still going to go to the movies like I have all my life. And whether I own AMC or not, I will. As long as you guys are in the play, anybody that I care about, we're only going to AMC, whether I hold the stock or not. Lewis says, my thoughts, nobody wants to give AA stock to sell for pennies. I hear you. To dilute every time AMC shows us the smallest sign of running up. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on that, Lewis, because I know I heard that narrative a lot in December. He killed the run up because he announced the dilution at 560. Anyone with a colored name in the chat, Anya, YOLO, Mediocre, they can all tell you that we were already predicting this in September, October, and Mediocre and I had many a conversation about what was going to happen in Q4, that the news of a great quarter was going to drive the price up, right, Mediocre?
Yep.
And I told Discord in early November, first week of November, when the stock was trading at $4, Lewis, I said there will be a dilution in mid-December. Did I know it was going to 560? No.
Nope.
It has nothing to do with the price. And you guys need to get this popcorn project conspiracy narrative out of your head. He's not diluting because of the price. The price helped him. He wasn't trying to stop a squeeze. I knew in November they were going to dilute because I can look at the cash flow statement. I can look at the box office, and I know they're going to burn cash in Q4 and Q1.
Here's the other thing, Tony.
We needed to raise the cash before Q1 sucks, and the results of Q4 come out. They're being smart. Appreciate the work of the CFO. I'm trying to think like him.
And not only that, Tony, you guys should think like somebody who's shorting the stock, right? What is the other side thinking? They have the same information that you have. What are they thinking? They know movies were going to be okay. In Q4, the price was probably going to run up. Okay? So, what do you think they did?
I bet they got out of the way.
Got out of the fucking way, let it run up, and they don't care how high it goes because the higher it goes, the more money they make when they push it back down.
Hey, Mediocre, do you think that they knew, like me in November, that he was likely to dilute in December?
Absolutely.
So wouldn't you let it run up so you could short at a better price for your risk management?
Absolutely.
Guys, you got to learn to think. And I don't mean think like all the robots on social media that say the CEO is trying to kill the squeeze. The shorts let it run up because they knew he was going to dilute, just like I knew they were going to dilute, because they can do forecasting.
Right.
And it's a safer short for them at 560 when he announces the dilution than at $4. $4 is a risky short. It's hard to drive
Agreed.
at $4.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I agree with you guys when you say, well, why can't they wait for the run up to dilute? Well, I'm not sticking up for him. I don't really care, what he does or whatever. But my point is he can't take the chance that it doesn't run up. That's what you guys fail to understand.
He needed to get the money in the balance sheet, I think, before Q4 ended. That's why I said before mid-December. I said in the Discord, first week of November, before mid-December, you're going to see a dilution because I think they needed more cash on the balance sheet before the end of the fiscal year.
You guys, I look at everything. I want to know what the shorts are thinking. I want to know what the CFO's thinking. I want to know what the CEO's thinking. I want to know what the balance sheet looks like. I want to know what the chart looks like. I want to know everything.
It's really not difficult. If you can just take emotion out of it, stop reading social media, and just start looking at the numbers. That's all I look at. I just look at numbers. When I read social media, I mostly just laugh and like that. It's good entertainment, but they're not right.
I was going to use Lewis as an example. Lewis, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not bashing you in any way. I'm just going to use you as an example. Lewis said what he thought, and personally, I don't give a shit what Lewis says or Anya says or Kenneth or any of you else in the chat, right? It's irrelevant what you guys say or what somebody posts on social media. It has no bearing on what I choose to do.
You know how I look at it, Mediocre? People are not looking at the stuff that we're looking at, and they don't like the stuff we're saying, so they don't listen. And they're basing all of their bets off of hope instead of the financials. And the company, the CFO is the one making these decisions, not Adam Aaron. The CFO is the one running the numbers and going into the board meetings and the daily or weekly executive meetings saying, we're fucked and we're fucked. Q4 and Q1. We need to raise money now before the bad news gets out.
Yep.
It's a smart thing. They're doing the smart thing. As much as you guys hate it, I get it. But if the price was $4, they were still going to announce the dilution. 560 was a blessing for them.
Now, with that said about what I said about Lewis, Anya, and the rest of the people I called out in the chat, just using you as an example, I'm telling you right here now, don't listen to me. Fact check what I'm saying. Fact check Tony. Don't listen to us. Don't take what we say, like that. Go and look. Say, why are they saying these types of things? And figure out why somebody like that is talking like that. Just don't take something somebody says as fact, right? You gotta do some due diligence to protect yourself.
I'm just going to remind you guys, I have sold prior to the last 3 dilutions. The company told us every single time that they were going to raise money or they needed to raise money. It's in the 10Q every quarter. And so I just look at the cash flow statement, the income statement, and the balance sheet, look at the box office, and I've gotten pretty good at being able to predict where their max pain is for what their cash position is going to look like. I wasn't really good at that, and I didn't even look at it in 2021. Didn't care. But as they ran out of cash, this became something critical to look at. And so I don't care what anyone says on social media. I told you guys in 2022, 2023, the reverse split conversion was not going to be a short squeeze event because the company needed to raise cash. That was the whole point. It was going to be a dilution event. But if you wanted to make money on it, go in ape when it was cheap because there was an arbitrage opportunity. This is just separate from all the hysteria and the conspiracy theories and just look at the numbers. It's really that easy.
Tony, tell them how confident I was again when with the lawsuit stuff, the court stuff, the ape stuff, when AMC ran that day and ape took a massive
I,
crap.
I think if I recall, you piled every spare dollar you had in to ape at 66 cents.
I did. When they smashed that thing down, I jumped in because I was that confident. I understood what was going to happen in the courts. That's why. That was an easy way to make some of my losses back from other plays, which I successfully did, by the way.
Yeah. People think we're defending Adam Aaron or defending the company, or we wanted this or we want that. We're just looking at numbers. We're reading filings and applying common sense. It's really that easy.
I don't even listen to what Adam Aaron says, honestly. He says a lot of pointless stuff.
I listened to one thing he says: cash is king. What does that mean?
Yeah.
We need more cash.
That's
We got to
right.
have adequate cash, and we will continue to raise cash until we don't need cash.
Dilution. That's what it means when I hear him say that.
Cash is king means as long as we have adequate cash, we're not going to file bankruptcy. But the day you guys vote to not give them cash,
he was like, "You want those shares, don't you?" No, Adam, I don't. Fucker.
Omar looked up. He says, if IMAX hits $50, AMC goes to OTC. Oh man, I don't think IMAX is going to get to $50. Maybe in 2026. I hadn't run the numbers that far. I think it's at its close to its max price, 26 to 31 for the entire next 12 months. So I'm not predicting any more run up in Cinemark or IMAX, and unless box office exceeds what we're thinking right now. Dink says, raise it or make it, right? The company AMC has two choices. Make money. That's what I'd love to see happen. Go see a movie, buy some popcorn. If they had enough revenue, they wouldn't need to raise money. No, so you got two choices. Y'all don't like dilution, all the popcorn project people, but I don't see none of y'all going to movies.
They need to raise the money, or they need to make the money. They need to make the revenue by people going to theaters, eating popcorn, drinking soda, whatever it may be. They got to pay for those Coke machines they bought.
$100 million of Coke machines, mediocre.
How much profit you think they make on that $100 million, Tony?
5x. 10x,
exactly.
10x. I mean, $100 million, that's over a 7 to 10 year lease. It's not $100 million up front. It's pocket change.
How do you think Coca-Cola offers dividends and all that shit, you guys? Because they charge for their equipment. They got you by the barrel. If you want to sell their product, which is mainstream product, you got to abide by their stuff.
You know how many people, mediocre, think that AMC just went out and wrote a $100 million check? Machines. Did you see that in the financials? No. It's a lease, guys. You know how leases work. Pay for them monthly, quarterly, or annually. I don't know. But I talked to people in my theaters here, and they're so happy that their old Coke machines, the lease is up in 1 year. He's like, I can't wait for this lease to be up and us get the new machines, because these ones break all the time. I said, how long is the lease? I think he said 7 years. 1 year left, and they're going to get the new machines. Some of my theaters have the new machines, as many as 6.
I forget the name of the machine, but it's the machine where you could pick
Freestyle.
Yeah, that's what it is. Freestyle. Yep. That's it.
So, yeah, you're going to see, if you have the old Freestyle, you're going to get the new one as the lease runs out. And it was not $100 million check. That's just conspiracy bullshit. People who don't understand how running a business or leasing equipment works. Baby UFO, what is up? Aloha. Aloha to you, mediocre too. I like the coffee and the palm tree.
Hi, baby UFO. How are you?
Anya says they're going to try and cut soda at a snap. This is the stuff we talk about in Discord. What else? What else? Other questions? Final questions. We're already 9 minutes over where I said we were going to cut it.
What's up, JP? How are you?
JP. What's up, amigo? Again, I want to say, mediocre, and to all of you watching, anybody in live right now or on replay, congratulations on helping Q4 beat the last several years. We ended Q4 as a industry at 2.33 billion, almost 2.4 billion. And I had originally thought that maybe we could get 2.5 to 2.7, but we had some movies miss. 2.3 is still respectable, not enough in my mind to make a profit for AMC. So I am expecting a net loss and a cash burn, but better than 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020. And yeah, let's hope that once we get past Q1, which I think will be kind of sucky, that the rest of the year will be really heavily loaded. Look, if they're expecting the entire year of 2025 to be better than 2023 and Q1 sucks, what does that mean, mediocre?
I wasn't paying attention to what
It
you
means
were saying.
that the other 3 quarters are going to be loaded pretty good.
What did you say?
If the entire,
I was zoning out, dude.
I said if all of 2025 is expected to be better than 2023 and Q1 sucks, that means Q2, Q3, Q4 all should be pretty heavily loaded. Maybe the company can make profit those last 3 quarters. We'll see.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah, in 25. That's
That's
what I'm hoping for.
why
the movie slate doesn't look bad for those quarters. It doesn't look great for right now, but
that's why I'm thinking, they're trying to raise enough money right now to get through Q1 and then hopefully, cross fingers, don't need to dilute anymore. Might they ask you for more shares? Maybe. Do they have to dilute? I don't know. We'll have to see how the box office goes. JP says, why don't you make peace with CSI at the end? We all want the same. I mean,
you know what I would love about Roaring Kitty? I would love if Roaring Kitty actually came back to the community and started doing some YouTube videos talking about fundamentals and financials and charting like he used to do, instead of just putting up picture memes.
to answer JP's question, I'm not the one that made half a dozen videos over the last 3 years calling Tony DeNaro a paid hedge fund plant, and every video that he mentions me, I'm a clown, even though we've been right 99% of the time. Like, when he can change his tone, when he can apologize for all the shit he's thrown my way, I got no problem with anybody in this play. I want to see everybody succeed. But do you see me making videos about him every week, calling him names, saying he's paid? The problem's not on my side, friend. I don't have time to deal with people like that. I don't deal with negativity. I just ignore it. Owning the Float says, I won my bet for once. Yes, you did. I think you did win the bet. I forget what the bet was, Owning the Float, but I think you won. So our bet and then our double or nothing, you're back to 0. So look forward to some new wagers in 2025, amigo.
You guys are terrible. I hate betting.
Somebody bet me on the Longhorns, mediocre. He said if I lost, I think it was UT against Arizona. If I lost, I had to wear Arizona hat on a live stream. And if I won, he would send me a picture of him in a Longhorn hat. Now, it's been 4 days, mediocre. Haven't heard nothing from that dude. I'm not going to bug him. I never bug it. I never ask anybody to pay me on a debt. OTF can attest to that. I just say, hey, man, I make a bet with you, but if I win, it's just for fun. Don't pay me nothing. But I'm not going to go bug this guy. But it is funny when you make bets and then people just disappear.
He's ducking you, Tony.
I know. I'm used to it. Not the first time. I don't think I've lost any bets till this one that OTF made. Even Lou did not beat me on the bet about March 3rd. All right, guys. Thank you for the live stream tonight. Thanks for having a drink with us, celebrating Q4. My beer is gone. That was a 1-drink live stream. I'm trying not to drink. In January, I got a couple pounds to lose here. to get ready for the beach vacations when we mow ass, to get ready for being in shape for this summer. I have not been on my best behavior eating wise for the past couple months, so I'm doing pretty much pure carnivore for the entire month of January and no alcohol. Today was an exception. There will be no more drinking live streams in the month of January. We'll see after that where I'm at. And yeah, I got the freezer loaded up with meat. I got the pantry loaded up with mackerel and sardines and
He's got a pig heart in there.
Huh?
I said he's got a pig heart in there.
A what?
A pig heart.
Oh, I cooked on January 1st a 2-pound beef heart. That's gone. Beef heart stew. That's gone. I'm working right now, mediocre. I slow cooked a 7-pound Boston butt, which is actually the shoulder, not the butt. But that's what I'm working on. I got about 3 more days of eating off of that thing. I got ribeye, I got sockeye salmon, chicken legs, sausage, eggs, beef broth. What else did I buy? I think that's it. But my freezer's stocked, so should be good for the month of January, and then we'll see where we're at weight-wise. And I need to start exercising again. Stockland Trade says RK probably traded and lost enough since GME to realize that he just got really lucky. I don't know. I mean, Mediocre and I were talking about that. Is he ahead? Is he even? Did he lose? We don't know. We'd like to hear more from him, right, Mediocre?
I don't think he lost.
I don't think he lost either.
I think he's very intelligent. I'll tell you that.
Anya, I'm not.
I only called him out because he's putting out memes and not saying anything, so people don't really know what he's talking about. It's just a picture meme, right? I want him to say something. You guys should be calling for him to say something, right? I mean, he was very smart, knew what he was talking about in 2020, 2021 when the squeeze happened. I think he should come back and tell the people what he thinks, what he's looking at, right? I don't think there's any reason for him to be hiding behind the picture meme. Just my opinion.
I'll take another look at CVS. JP is a stock we've traded before and made money on. I haven't looked at it since I sold it. Anya says the best thing you can do is make with beef broth is make French onion soup. I would eat that, Anya. Some beef broth with simmered onions. Onions have almost no carbs, no calories. And some shredded Gruyere melted on top. Absolutely. I am eating, right now I'm eating some collard greens. I'm only going to eat onion, collard greens, and kale. That's, if I eat any vegetable in January, that's it. And not every meal, not every day. I think it's good to have some fiber and veggies, but I'm not going crazy. All right. I guess that's it. Mediocre, you want to play some Rocket League?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night. We will see you this week in the Discord. I got quite a few video content ideas that I need to get busy on Monday. We'll be watching the meme stocks as always in case they run up. A lot of eyes on GameStop. Look, man, I hope something happens, but I could debunk everything that's being said on social media as easily as I could believe it. So I'm just sitting on the sidelines, and I'll be up at 4 or 5 every morning watching them. If they start moving, I'll be playing. We got cash on the sideline. We're ready to go, but we're not going to overpay for something.
Tony, before you leave, I can't. Anya just asked the frickin' 8-ball if Luna was going to go up. And the 8-ball freaking said yes, definitely.
Let's go.
I'm not promoting that. I'm not promoting that, but that is funny. That's funny. Anya's getting trading advice from the bot.
All right, good. Mediocre, thank you for your time. I'll see you over in Rocket League. We're going to do a little gaming and hang out for a little bit and then go to bed early. It's only 9 o'clock here. I want to be in bed by 10:30. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Go see a movie. Go buy some food. Go buy some drinks at the bar. And, you know, let's look forward to a good 2025. I don't know what Q1 is going to look like, but I think the year is going to be good. And we'll take it week by week, quarter by quarter. And when I get back in, I will let you know. I'm not out for good. I'm just managing my risk. Mediocre, any closing thoughts?
Now, I'll see you guys tomorrow when the trading starts. Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.